Dark Souls is a game that's 40% dying and 60% going on Reddit to be told that you're an arsehole who's playing the game wrong. The game begins by throwing you into a nice customization screen that is the exact opposite of those 90s films where the dorky girl takes off her glasses and lets her hair down to reveal she's a supermodel. One moment she's 𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐬, and the next she's Jessica after 2 main knees to the face. A cinematic cutscene explains that there was once darkness and a bunch of gods got very bored of it being dark because they couldn't see what they was doing and needed to turn the light on, but light bulbs didn't exist yet. And one god said, "I've got a genius idea," and set everything on fire for all of the dark monsters to be confused and suddenly have a craving for breakfast. God told a dragon to fuck off, and another dragon was a prick to his mates and got them all killed, and I have no idea how any of this relates to what comes next. I am breaking out of prison, and I'm told nothing, similar to Minecraft except this game is desperately trying to murder me every 4.5 seconds, and breathing fresh air is considered critical damage. On my journey out of prison, I want to leave a scathing review on TripAdvisor like everyone else seems to have done, judging by all of the notes I see in the map. But before I can put pen to paper, a big lad with a hammer comes and tells me that my review is rubbish before sitting on my head for a 1-hit kill. That's going to be a running theme of this game. Entering a room, encountering a massive boss, it gets bored halfway through the fight and decides to sit on your head out of protest like a child throwing all of their toys out of the pram. Instant kill, I am dead. Combat in this game is like fighting a moth with a tennis racket, except the moth has a health bar the size of the moon and your tennis racket is made out of raspberry jam. Upon success, I'm greeted with more fresh air, and find a nice bird who takes me to a medieval campsite straight out of a slasher film where I can sleep with all of the sexy teens. I am told at the campsite that there are 2 bells to be rung and a 3rd one by yourself if you'll kindly hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications please and thank you. 1 bell is above me in my current location on a roof and I should start there without being told that there is a gargoyle up there ready to batter the crap out of me. I can't get to the bell above me through any convenient means like an elevator or an Uber, so I'm forced to walk around the long way. A big lad falls off a bridge and then I meet a dude who was never taught not to stare in the sun. And his name is 𝐥𝐤𝐬. He's a happy chap full of memes and positive vibes. Feeling happy that I've made a new friend, I merrily go on my way and instantly get burnt to death by a dragon. And then navigate the town some more and make my way to these gargoyles. I spend the next 3 hours shouting at my PC, being told that the boss is easy and I should just quote unquote get good. The gargoyles start off as a one-on-one fight, and I start giving Goliath what for, then his buddy runs in and smacks me with a steel chair and I die over and over again. With that bell completed finally, I head over to a place called Blighttown, which is like Newcastle only with less stabbings. But to get there I need to kill more monsters who want to jump on my head as I go through the sewers. Again, just like Newcastle. At the bottom of Blighttown I go up against 𝐥𝐲𝐬𝐬? I'm gonna go with 𝐸𝐲, who has stonking great eyes. After a few stabs to her more fleshy parts, I give the next bell a ring, unprepared for what comes next. This opens the doors to 𝐸𝐧𝐤𝐬's Fortress, where we meet the greatest character in all of video games, 𝐧𝐞𝐞𝐞𝐝. This lumpy onion sits outside 𝐸𝐧𝐤𝐬's fortress because he can't be bothered to ring the bells himself and goes through the entire game piggybacking off my success while half asleep. He gets stuck again inside the fortress because he's too stupid to work out how to get past the boulders, and me being the great hero that I am, I solve the riddle for him, to which he pisses off again and I don't see him for another 10 hours. At the top of the fortress I find a summon for the best NPC ever, Black Iron Tarkus. I bring him to a boss fight where he tells me to stand back as he slaps the iron golem so hard that he falls off the arena and dies. And then I get carried off to Disneyland. Here I meet my buddy 𝐥𝐤𝐬 and he tells me that anytime I want a tag partner, he's happy to be in my corner. I tell him, bitch, I don't need a partner, before walking into a room with 2 big lads who destroy me, and I go crawling back to 𝐥𝐤𝐬 crying like a baby. It's official, it's a tag team match, player. As 𝐥𝐤𝐬 and I go up against Ornstein and Smo. Victory has been obtained, now to see what my reward is for beating such a ridiculously hard boss. It's Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8. Okie dokie then. She tells me that she is Guinevere, daughter of Gwyn, and that I, the chosen undead, need to talk to a snake and place a thing down and then beat up a bunch of lads, and as she was rambling I sneezed. Oops. Not like that. Filth. Everything goes dark and a man tells me off for spoiling his magic trick. His name is Gwendolyn, son of Gwyn. Turns out Gwyn went to the George Foreman School of naming his children. There's a third child who's been erased from history for being a nonce or a smartass or something. I don't know his name and the game doesn't tell me, but we can assume his name is Gwyn something. I'm gonna go with Gwendon, Gwynjamin, Gwynstopher, Gwynton. I don't know. And making assumptions is the only way in this game to work out what's going on. Picking up a piece of shit for the item description to tell you that it connects to the ancient shit tribe of the Dark Age and how Gwyn was allergic to shit and it's the only item that can defeat him. And not reading this item description would lock me out of the true ending where Gwyn doesn't die from toxic turds. It's like going for this entire video and knowing that only the 21st word in the entire script is important and you need to remember that word for a very precise moment 14 weeks from now, otherwise you can't get the super secret area for a blackjack and hookers. I go back to Firelink and I talk to the snake who tells me that Gwyn has been expecting me. He's ready for retirement. He's bored of being in charge of the fire now and he's ready to train me up for a management position right away. He's even put the kettle on, is ready to go. But before I can do so, I need 4 souls to open the door. I'm given some sort of loose directions and off I pop. The first place I go to is New Londis, which is awful and I get my arse kicked by ghosts and lads that are dressed like luchador wrestlers. I make it all the way past these lads and through a fog door and I'm trapped here. If I go down, I die. And it turns out that I missed a ring that I was never told about, so I have to backtrack a very long way. I come across a dog who has the world's most deadliest chew toy. After a lovely game of fetch, I finally have the ring that will let me drop down to the abyss where I shall fight the 4 kings. There was 5 of them, so whatever dumbass came up with this boss can't count. Upon beating this boss, another snake appeared, and he told me that Gwyn is a massive coward and that I am Jenny Dark Souls and I need to kill Gwyn and put the fire out because everyone is bored of fire now and we're ready for something new. I don't know which of these snakes to trust, but this one gave me a nice thing.
Dark Hand.
The next place I went to was the Demon Ruins. The boss of this area is called the Better Chaos, which coincidentally is where I invite all the ladies to. This boss can get in the bin. The floor collapses, it has collision boxes bigger than the map and is the worst designed thing in all of gaming history. I kill the little bug thing and I leave. With that one down, it's time to fight Neato, who wasn't very neato at all. He's a big dude made of skeletons, he was very easy to kill, and then I move on to the last soul. Seif the Scaleless, a dragon that owns a library. I shit you not, this is exactly what it is. I enter the library and get captured and locked in prison. I escape within 2 seconds because I'm a big brain genius, and then a snake puts on some funky music to get all of the monsters dancing. And then I get an incredible view of a door out the corner of my eye that's floating from where the developers couldn't be bothered to build the game properly. And that becomes more evident in the next area, the Crystal Caves. Literally walking on invisible platforms. You can tell that all the time and effort went into building the first part of the game, and at this stage it was a half-cooked mess that they shoved out the door with the intention of patching in a flaw later, maybe. Beyond this terrible game design, we get to Seif, who has a magic crystal that makes him invincible, except it's weak as anything, and simply farting at it breaks the damn thing. After a good few swipes at his body, the final soul is obtained, and I walk into the kiln of the first flame. But before that, I realise I've not been to the DLC, because I don't know how. I need Tom Hanks to come and solve some riddles for me like that film he was in. Castaway. Because finding this door requires the most convoluted steps imaginable. Step 1. Beat a 6-headed snake in the water without falling in. Step 2. Beat up a gold Reggie Ice. Step 3. Talk to a woman that comes out of the Reggie Ice. Step 4. Go back to the library and beat up one guy who appeared that wasn't there before. Step 5. No. I enter the DLC and I'm instantly beaten by a wolf, horse, scorpion, bird abomination.
It is half man, half
Wolf, horse, scorpion, bird abomination.
Feeling sorry for myself, and I start eating some mushrooms that talk to me. Her name is Liz, and she tells me that I've time traveled and that I need to save a girl who's been kidnapped from the abyss. This mushroom is very strong. I'm tripping balls. She tells me that Knight Artorias had a go at beating the Abyss but got destroyed and that I'm their only hope now. So off I go into the forest where I'm destroyed by killer shrubberies doing their best Edward Scissorhand impressions. And then I bump into a man who's supposed to be from a different video game and is very much aware of the fact. He is standing there, shouting, "I'm supposed to be in Bloodborne, you morons!" This man, Chester, is up to no good and is there just to be miserable because he missed the last bus to Yharnam and has to wait until morning. I go forward and Artorias is there with a broken arm, throwing rubbish enemies at me before kicking my ass a few times, and I start to question why if we're supposed to be on the same side. I'm here to kill the monster in the abyss. He's here to kill the monster in the abyss. Yet he seems to think it's a good idea to tell me how much of an arsehole I am as he rips me a new one. Once I have bested the most amazing boss in the entire game, I am introduced to Gank Town, where everything is out to kill you, and I hate it here. Following a bunch of blue crap on the floor that Artorias left, I discover the abyss, and it's full of semen. Lots of semen. Killer semen, in fact. Progress is very challenging, more challenging than making sure you don't touch anything on your way down to the bottom. On this journey, I find a room with a cute, adorable puppy Sif in it. She's locked in there and Artorias didn't roll down the window. I save the puppy that I killed earlier. Shut up, don't judge me. And I take her on a nice walk into a boss fight with Manus, who is seriously lacking some manners if you ask me. This guy is hard and throws you around like the daycare kids in Toy Story 3. 30 tries later, I beat Manus and the kidnapped girl doesn't even give me a thank you. She even gets my name wrong, thinking I am Artorias, and I'll forever go down in history as being a fucking nobody who did nothing. And the guy with the gammy arm who left his dog in a cave full of jizz is the big hero. I think not, my good sir. Disappointed with this rewriting of history like a WWE Network documentary, I leave the DLC area to prove that I'm a badass who should get at least a pat on the head and a bacon sandwich for my efforts. But there's nothing else to do except the final boss. So here we go. 𝐥𝐤𝐬. The thing we've been building up to for the last 50 hours. This is going to be epic. It's going to answer all of my questions. Oh, it's just a bloke. No cutscene, no welcoming me, offering to take my coat. No sign of all of the other bosses jumping out from behind the fog door to shout surprise like it's my birthday. Just a zombie man with a fire sword. I kick his ass, I light the bonfire, and credits roll. Is that it? Well, fuck, I've got little to no story. I beat a bunch of monsters to death, dealt with obtuse riddles and navigation, to not even be rewarded? I feel quite cheated, to be honest. Oh wait, something's happening. Oh, the game just restarted itself. Ah, piss. That's like me ending a video and... Dark Souls is a game that's 40% dying and 60% going on Reddit to be told that you're an arsehole who's playing the game wrong. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, remember to give a thumbs up, and even if you didn't enjoy it, give a thumb up anyway, because we like thumbs. Not in a kinky way. And then comment below with other games you'd like to see me do in this poorly explained series. And I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/𝐥𝐤𝐬. You can come and find me there every Monday and Wednesday night, and I hope to see you there, but if I don't, I hope to see you in this next video. They'll be out before you know it. And until next time, keep on dancing, ta-ta and farewell, do all the things, do all the YouTubey things. Bye now, bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. The 21st word was arsehole, by the way.